In a remote village in the heart of Africa, there was a long-standing tradition that set this community apart. Once a year, the village would come alive with drums, chants, and vibrant colors as they celebrated the arrival of a revered masquerade. This ancient spirit, called guliu, was believed to hold the village's fortunes and blessings, working among them to cast its protection. But there was one unwavering rule: no woman or girl could lay eyes upon guliu, as it was said the spirit would curse any female who dared to look. On the day of the masquerade, mothers, daughters, and sisters would retreat into their homes, locking themselves behind closed doors until guliu had completed its procession. It was a day filled with both excitement and mystery, and while the men and boys paraded joyfully outside, the women remained indoors, often peeking anxiously from their windows, listening to the distant beats of the drums. Among the villagers was a spirited young girl named Abina. She was known for her curiosity, her sharp mind, and, admittedly, her stubbornness. That fateful year, Abina found herself battling an intense desire to see the masquerade. Despite her mother's warnings and the stories passed down through generations, Abina felt an urge to witness the mystery of guliu with her own eyes. As night fell and her mother drifted into a deep sleep, Abina quietly slipped out of bed. Her heart was pounding with excitement and fear as she made her way outside, careful not to make a sound. The air was thick with the scent of burning herbs, and the drums seemed to echo in her bones. She crept through the shadows until she reached a spot where she could catch a glimpse of the procession. The masquerade appeared, a towering, spectral figure adorned with feathers, beads, and flowing garments that shimmered in the moonlight. Abina's eyes widened in awe, but something inside her felt wrong. The air around guliu seemed to twist, almost as if the spirit sensed her presence. She froze in place, unable to move or look away, as a strange sensation overtook her. The ground felt like it was shaking, and a strange wind whistled around her. Suddenly, she heard a voice, a deep, ancient voice, echoing in her mind, whispering words she couldn't understand. Panicked, she stumbled back into the house, her heart racing. She crept back into bed, pulling the blanket over her head, desperately hoping that no one would know she had broken the village's sacred rule. But from that night on, Abina could not find peace. She was haunted by strange dreams, seeing shadows that danced at the corners of her vision, and hearing whispers in a language she didn't know. The spirit of guliu seemed to linger around her, an invisible presence that made her skin prickle and her heart pound. She tried to ignore it, but the torment only grew. Eventually, her mother and the other villagers noticed her distress, but Abina was too afraid to tell them what she had done. One day, the whispers grew so loud, the shadows so intense, that Abina broke down and confessed to her mother, who listened with horror and disbelief. Desperate to save her daughter, she went to the village elder, who warned that only a powerful intervention could save Abina from the spirit's wrath. The village gathered in prayer, and eventually, they brought in Pastor Emeka, a man known for his strength in spirit and his ability to ward off dark forces. With a deep sense of compassion and purpose, Pastor Emeka began his prayers, invoking a divine light that seemed to warm the air around Abina. For hours, the pastor prayed, his voice steady and calm, until Abina finally felt a warmth in her heart, a presence far greater than her fear. The shadows that had haunted her seemed to dissolve, and the whispers faded away. Exhausted but relieved, Abina fell into a peaceful sleep for the first time in weeks. From that day forward, Abina never again challenged the ancient traditions of her village. She understood now that some mysteries were meant to be honored and left unseen. And every year, when the drums echoed through the village, she stayed indoors, carrying a newfound respect for the ancient spirit that guarded her people. Moral lesson: always listen to your elder, because there is a saying that, what an elder sees sitting down, a child cannot see it while standing. If you like the story, and want more interesting ones, don't forget to like, subscribe, share and hit on the notifications button to be notified for more interesting stories. Thank you.